Welcome to Bears in Exile. Today is Friday, June 15th, and this is the market overview. Looking at the Dow, SPX, VIX, TNA, UUP, FXE, GLD, SLV, and all the rest. Oh, it's so good to be home. There's no place like home, right? All right. Well, tonight things are going to look a little bit differently, because this is the main program that I use for doing analysis, and it's different than the one that I have used for the nightly videos. So slightly different, a little more information, and just trying to get away from using two different platforms, similar but slightly different. This one being the more advanced one, and see what we can see. Starting off with the Dow, like we do every night. Wow, I missed this entire, all of this. And what an amazing, from what I understand, it's another rumor day with them saying that they're going to cut rates and et cetera, in addition to having their finger on the button from yesterday. Very interesting. So now it's down to the Greeks, and the Greeks save us this time, who knows. But anyways, the Dow up 115 points, almost up an entire percentage point. Very impressive. Last night we were saying that making a new high, very bullish, and what do you know? Nice follow through. Beyond that, we have the 14-day RSI moving average moving on up, finally getting above the 20. Very good sign. The fast and slow stochastics pointing up, CCI up, RSI up, histogram up, MACD up, and you'll notice that I have little heat maps now, and I like them. Haven't used them in the nightly videos until now, and all that they're there to do is to help visually illustrate when you're in a potential problem area. So, are we in a problem area now? Not really. Not really. So, just to have another visual indicator when we do run into trouble. Beyond that, the volume was very good today. There's a lot of selling volume. Not that it mattered, and actually eclipsing all of the volume going back, well, all of May and all of June. So, very interesting. 60-minute time frame. See what we can see. Well, we have a nice new high once again, broken away from the long-term moving averages in the 60-minute time frame and running away from them. Middle Bollinger Band below everything. Yes, this is a very nice chart so far. 14-day RSI moving average moving up 60-minute time frame. Stochastics holding high, CCI holding high, RSI holding high, MACD up, and MACD histogram kind of going sideways, but very nice. 60-minute time frame. Yeah, there is some negative divergence. I wouldn't worry about that at the moment, and I'm just not going to worry about that at the moment. The weekend is all that's going to matter is the news. So indicators, are they really going to matter that much at this moment? No. We had talked about the possible inverse head and shoulders. Very clear break out of it today, eliminating all doubt. Whether where the actual neckline was. By this point, it just doesn't matter. It was broken wherever it happened to be, and so the question will be is, if we run into trouble, will it come down and break the neckline and invalidate the entire setup? Entirely possible. Does not look likely currently in the charts, and that is what it is. SPX, talked last night about not having a new high. We needed a move of 7 points just to catch up with the Dow, and yep, it did that and so much more, almost double what was required, almost 14 points. Clearly a new high, getting above the long-term moving averages, closing above them, very, very bullish, and everything ticking up. Any warning sign here? Nah, not really. 60-minute time frame. Just like the Dow, no matter where the neckline was, it was clearly destroyed today. Very nice. And essentially everything either ticking up or holding up in the 60-minute time frame. Very, very powerful, very, very nice. And the VIX. This is kind of interesting. Last night we were talking about pivot points. Ooh, I need to put pivot points on this sucker. Anyways, the pivot points being, assuming going down to here, going up to here, and then would there be enough power to make a new lower low, or would it stop, reset, and actually retest the pivot high first? Well, we don't have an answer. We have a big red candle closing below the major price consensus level, closing inside the long-term moving average bar, and not coming anywhere close to the pivot low, current floor, down in the sub 20 area. Yeah, it's a lot closer, but is it there? No. So that is not jiving with the Dow and SPX. Which isn't to say that it's a good looking chart and it looks like it needs a rebound. Everything is ticking down, and we broke the recent low on the MACD histogram. We had talked about this little square that it would need to break out of. It did that today. Overall, extremely nice. Positive day on Monday. Yeah, the pivot low will be taken out. We just won't know until we have news. That's all there is to it. I do not believe that the Greeks are leaving the euro. So we'll see what happens. 60-minute time frame. Talked about the head and shoulders, potential head and shoulders. We have this neckline that's fairly clean. Have we broken the neckline? No. Everything ticking down, 60-minute time frame. Yeah, I mean, we do have early indications of nearing a possible bottom with the heat map, but it's not like these, turn on a dime. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. Normally they just are a warning sign in advance, as you can see right here. See all of this? And if it was red instead of orange, that'd be another thing. But normally you get a spike, and sometimes that will be a turning point. And you can see that in both directions. Orange going to red, and yellow going to green. Notice none of these are very bright. The brighter, the better. But anyways, fairly bright. But this is an extended color map. And going on, TNA. Very strong move in TNA. We were talking last night about this not jiving with the Dow and SPX, especially the Dow. Today, not making a new high once again. Don't particularly like that. This isn't a bad chart. Resting right at the long-term moving average bar, closing above the major price consensus level, inching up towards the 200-day moving average. It looks like there's plenty here to try and fight with it, which is not a good thing. But is it a bad chart? No. Everything ticking up indicator-wise. Don't have really anything of note in the heat map. And 60-minute time frame. There we are. Yeah, it looks like it could be a little bit overheated at the heat map, and everything high and appearing like it wants to possibly roll. It is early, but histogram, RSI, stochastics, CCI, very, very green heat map. Could this be a problem area? We know that there's plenty of resistance up here. 200-day moving average, previous peaks, 2 of them. I don't know. I guess we'll see what the news brings us, and that's all there is to it. We do have this level of support down here. It comes down to about 46. So if this were to turn around, question would be, can it hold this line? And this line will be by that time a higher low. So even if this were to turn down, it doesn't mean it's the end of the world. And that's all there is to it. UUP, the star of the show. Yeah. Coming down, we noted last night's video, kissed the long-term moving average bar. Today moving into it properly. Not gapping into it, just heading on into it for a fight. What a good fight. Closing right at the major price consensus level. Coming within 10 cents of the other target, 22.4. Have a little bit of an inkling on the heat map, nothing major yet. And everything moving down. Not a bad looking chart, pushing down the lower Bollinger Band, actually closing slightly below it. So up or to the side would be natural. If it's not going to do a waterfall and just crush everything. Once again, mercy of the news. FXE the Euro. Talked last night about it. It seemed to be pretty darn likely it was going up for a bar retest. And sure enough, it is it's a breath away from that. So very nice. Still below the major price consensus level, everything ticking up, and no indication of a problem yet in the heat map. Very nice chart. Got to see if it's going to have some resistance here, but once again, mercy of the news. Comp Q, the NASDAQ. This was just like TNA last night. We weren't overly happy with the position and the price of the candle. Today fixed that, going into the long-term moving average bar. Still not making a new high, but it's pretty close. It's much better than TNA, so that does give me some hope that this one can bust out. TNA will follow suit, and then it all will make sense. Everything moving up, no problem in the heat map. And overall, pretty darn nice. XOI, oil. When oil is bullish, the market is bullish. Yeah, oil definitely is bullish today. Finally making a new recent high. This is very bullish. Going into the long-term moving average bar, it is going to do some damage to it. We do have a little bit of inkling on the heat map, and everything is ticking up. Not a bad looking chart at all. Not at all. Not at this moment. And Apple. This one has just been stick in the mud. Not that it's horrible. It's sitting on top of the long-term moving average bar, which is bullish still. So it is catching any kind of negative, shorting, whatever. And it did close above the major price consensus level in a decent way today. We have nothing on the heat map suggesting a top or bottom. Fortunately, RSI moving average moving up, fast stochastic down, slow stochastic up on the CCI, up on the RSI, down on the histogram, and sideways on the MACD. Definitely, oops. Not everything that we'd be hoping for, but it's not bad. And GE. Aha. We were talking about this last night and how good it looked. That the next level was $20. Look where it ended. $20 on the dot, making a hanging man. And there's some indication of toppiness, although that doesn't mean that it's on the dot perfect, since you can have extended ranges for that. But still, very interesting. Very, very interesting. Everything ticking up. And yeah, why not? 60-minute time frame, since we're trying to get a lead on the Dow. Going a little too far. And for the most part, everything either ticking higher or holding higher. Although we do have the histogram sloping down slightly, and the RSI looking like it wants to loop, along with the CCI. I'm not going to worry about it at this moment, but 60 minutes is not as precise with the heat map, so won't worry about that too much either. It's a very strong move, so it giving a false negative or a false positive is okay. And GLD. Yeah, look at that. Little doji star not making a new recent high today. Actually failing at possible resistance. I don't know why that's doing that. And for the most part, everything, well, stochastics 14-day RSI moving average moving up, CCI sideways, RSI down, histogram sideways, MACD up. Not the best looking chart, but definitely not bad. I mean, it's holding above the bearish long-term moving average bar. It's going to take even more damage now. It's above the upper price consensus level for this month. It's not a bad chart. It just doesn't look overly strong at this moment. SLV, maybe that can give us a better clue. Yeah, that doesn't look very good. Doji star not in a high position, and down on the RSI, up on the CCI, essentially sideways on the stochastics, up on the 14-day RSI moving average, sloping down on the MACD histogram, up on the MACD. Very mixed chart and not a good position. Not at all. I'm actually kind of curious about gold. I'm going to go back to gold and look at its 60-minute chart. See if there's something that... oh. Yeah, this looks not as great. 14-day RSI moving average high, sloping down slowly. Stochastics barely slanting down. CCI getting a tick down. RSI getting a tick down. Histogram getting a tick down. And MACD getting a tick down. Yeah, that's not nearly as good. And we have plenty of green on the heat map. So it's not bright green or anything. But anyways, 60-minute does not look that great for gold. And XLF, the financials. Yeah, look at that. Making a new recent high today. Bullish. Closing inside the long-term moving average bar. Good. Everything ticking up. Good. No warning signs in the heat map. Good. 60-minute time frame. If I don't go too far. Yeah, we can see it just peaking above the recent high. That is good. It'd been better if it had closed above it, but it is what it is. Everything's still moving up in the 60-minute time frame. Not bad at all. And JP Morgan, since this one is so darn important. Yep, making a new recent high. Bullish. Hanging man. Weak. Oh, actually. Oh, it didn't. It didn't make a new recent high. It equaled it and backed away slightly, ending with a hanging man. Not exactly the best pattern, but no warning signs here. Everything is moving up. I wouldn't worry about it too much at this point, since it's so important. 60-minute time frame. Gold gave us a better view at that point. Maybe JP Morgan will as well. With any luck, this is not a double top. If this were to crap out, it'll take all of the banks with it, take the market with it. We have minor signals in the heat map. You can see here how it works. You know, not always, but when you have nothing really definitive, and then all of a sudden you get a massive spike which coincides with a fast move, normally it will mark where roundabout a top or a bottom is, and did that here very nicely. Notice that it is not nearly the same strength as right here, so overall I would say that is more bullish, or at least less risky, and everything ticking up with the exception of the RSI, which has a slight tick down. There's no reason to go into negative divergence and all of that jazz at the moment, since the news is all that matters this weekend. What else is there? Amazon. Yeah, why not? Oh, that's not very helpful now, is it? Sitting on top of the long-term moving average bar. It never did its gap fill. I guess at some point it will. And the charts, well, they don't look so bad. Stochastics turning around, 14-day RSI moving average turning around, CCI turning around, RSI turning around, histogram turning around, MACD turning around. Not bad. Not bad at all. I would imagine that would give some strength to the tech stocks if this is able to keep going up. So, not a bad setup for continued movement to the upside. And how about another consumer stock, Starbucks? Ah, look at that. This is very interesting. Had a support level here, been tested. Actually, it was even pierced. Climbed back above it, bouncing away from it. And indicator-wise, going for a bullish cross, histogram sloping up, RSI up, 14-day RSI moving average up, stochastics up, CCI up. Ooh. Yeah, this one looks really nice, and we have all kinds of warning here in the heat map about possible bottom, extending through this entire range of it testing this bottom. Very cool. I might actually, if I get convinced that everything is okay in Euroland, this might be a good one to pick up. And they have the single serve coffee machine coming at the end of the year. Yeah, this looks pretty darn good. What else can I pick up? Well, I guess that's about it. As always, all investing decisions are your own. This is a video for entertainment, educational, and consumption of time purposes only. And we'll be watching the news this weekend and try and analyze it on Sunday. Awesome. Have a nice weekend. Talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.